this is I can do better. I wanted to give my reaction, like I've done so many other times with Joe, to his no footstep special. Some of it he did show on stream, like this character here sliding, breaking animation actually, which in itself doesn't prove a no footstep cheat, but it does show that breaking animation is a thing that can do it. I'm gonna show the moment you need to keep track of, and then go back to show the actual point. Just for starters, let's hear Joe's intro. It's 1.5 minutes.
Hey guys, Joe Blue back again with another episode of Filthy Hunt Cheaters. I know it's been a little while since I've actually made a video. I've been dealing with all my computer issues, and now that that's sort of concluded, I can get back to making some videos. And I'm going to do a no footsteps special today. We're going to go through all of the clips, some of the best clips I've had of this year, showing no footsteps, so that there's basically no argument that no footsteps are a thing. I know that people still will, because cheaters are going to keep denying this, and it's probably going to be the last stuff that I do on no footsteps for a while, because I can't just keep doing that all of the time, and I'll probably be looking to make different kinds of videos soon. And but without too much of a long intro, we're going to go straight into the first set of clips. The first ones I'm pretty much going to use straight from my most recent streams, so that I don't have to record for them, and I'll edit that in and put that into here. And then we'll go over all of the clips that I have from this year, and we'll start from the oldest to the newest. Unfortunately, once I got my new computer, I did have to delete about 400 gigs of all of my hunt showdown footage, cheaters and whatnot, that basically happened from the year before, that I'm just never going to be able to get through. And
First and foremost, him not being able to get through it doesn't mean that he needs to delete it just because he gets a new computer. That's just laziness, if anything. If he actually caught a cheater in any of those footages, that amount of footage, then he's technically letting the cheater go now. So that's just laziness. Like, I want to catch cheaters. I would have loved to watch all of it, but with the reputation he's building for himself, he's just a rage accusator. Just like people can rage cheat, he's dying all the time and screaming cheaters at every single death he's having. Um, Really irrelevant specifically for this video, but
uh, so lots of like cat avatars and all kinds of stuff of videos I was going to do that I
completely irrelevant.
never got around to doing. They're just basically lost now. I just don't have the time to go through them all. I need to keep better organization of my clips going forward, so that it's quicker and easier to make videos in the future without
They have a choice.
wasting much more time. Let's get into the first set of clips, and I'll catch you later.
Without wasting much more time, that's the second time he said it. That's 2 minutes intro. The clip starts like this here. I will just show quickly that you can see the death kill cam is on top of the roof. So it's going to be an enemy on this roof here at the very top that you need to look out for.
There's someone behind me as well. What? Where's this bow coming from, bro? Get fucked. Where the fuck is this bow, bro?
Okay, so he calls no footsteps, obviously, because that's the title of the video. Let me just highlight here. Let me find it first. Here you'll be able to hear 2 sets of footsteps coming from this direction. You will hear one climbing the ladder, then step on metal. At that moment, he will then crouch, will obfuscate the sound of the footsteps even further. And then Joe will hear the other guy come running in, shoot him. He will hear one singular footstep because that's a standing, walking footstep on metal, not a crouching one. And then he will get hit. That's the ladder. That's the door. I will play it again. It also matches the timing of them landing on the roof, as you heard the metal there. That's on the roof. The teammate is now on the roof, slowly crouch walking, which means moving way slower and more silently. At this distance here, Joe are not entitled to hear those footsteps. But you can still hear slightly movement in this direction. Slight move. And then just before he shoots, you can actually hear him on the roof.
What? Where's this boat?
And you can see here, slowly going back, frame by frame, frame by frame. To YouTube. There he is. The enemy is sitting up there. Just as I said, the ladder, the steps, crouching to take care of the assassin, and the noise from the assassin, because obviously you need to be careful, and then stepping up to take the last step out because his teammate died, so now he needs to move a little faster.
Where's this boat coming from, bro? Get fucked.
As he gets up, the guy is gone, so he now needs to still move. But as Joe then moves down from there, you will be able to hear metal footsteps yet again. See? I'll play it. I'll play it. The guy is now standing up there, ready for Joe, ready to find someone, Joe, and he doesn't need to move much more.
Where the fuck is this boat, bro?
So that's the first clip. Obviously audio, but Joe will claim he's toggling, even though there are in-game mechanics that explains that by crouching he makes less footsteps, by being lower than the surface. If the archer was here, Joe was here, it would be easier to say. Since the archer is up here, Joe is down here. It's more difficult to hear because there's a building in the way. There is other things obstructing the audio. And I don't know why he did this, but this is how he ended that first section.
Only 187 bounty, so basically more or less a brand new account as well.
This here. It chose to turn down the volume of that moment and then replayed. I really cannot comprehend why he thought this was a good idea to turn down the volume. But you have footsteps there, you heard it. And you can hear the shot is way lower than it was originally, so this is how we know that he actually turned down the volume. That is completely irrelevant. Onwards to this moment here, he played that live on stream. This is a broken animation. It does cause silent footsteps. It can be reproduced from time to time, very rare moments with disconnects and such different things. So that was a scan. We know someone's up here. Only one person in that direction. That there is a broken animation done by jumping onto the edge of something. For example, if you jump onto this one here and then slightly fall down, it will cause a broken animation as an example. That there I cannot explain, but as you saw, it is broken animation. The animation is not active. and he's also going to show it. And I cannot explain this one here. I didn't hear anything at that moment. He's actually like coming forward. There is nothing. You could argue it's an exploit to do certain things like that. If he's doing it on purpose, yes, it should be punishable. If he's doing it unintended and it just happens for him, I don't think that it should be anything he needs to be crucified for. But like, it's a little ups.
No footstep cheater. The dude just got killed by a no footstep cheater, guys. You saw it. You all saw it, bro. The dude got killed by a no footstep cheater. It's just spectate bug. It's being abused, even though he was upstairs. You clearly heard he was upstairs.
Yeah, we heard he was upstairs. There's also a stair going downstairs from there. There's also the possibility of going down from the outside of it. So completely irrelevant that he was upstairs just before. But yes,
This dude, he just got killed.
irrelevant.
Got to watch it on YouTube. Watch it back on the YouTube.
As you can see here, he's watching back on YouTube. He's turning down the volume. Again, that is very dishonest to be doing when you're replaying something. And as I said, he's gonna go for the moment,
Like he
and
knows he's
then
down there. Let's go back a bit further. Probably didn't hear due to Pearl. He doesn't have. Then he
let's see if I can click forward in it.
knows no footsteps on the roof here.
Let's see here.
Bro's sliding across the ground everywhere. You saw him move across. Let's go back.
You can see
Sliding
the.
right over here.
I don't need your voice, Joe. You can see that the character is actually not making any animation whatsoever. So that also shows you that that's an annoying place to pause. It also shows you that it is a character bug and actually not a solo save no footsteps. The entire character is bugged out at this point. If it is a cheat, it's way easier to discover than anyone moving around. But I cannot argue this one here. I will let people say whatever they want. He did post it as a short. If you have anything there, there are a lot of people talking back and forth there. So go watch that moment. In this one here, Joe is getting shot from someone sitting just around this corner. There's a corpse there. We are 21% into this banish. It's a bounty clash, as you can see up here. So we don't know how much time has actually passed, how much have happened up until this point. If Joe killed this character here, which he most likely did because he's running directly over there, how long time this guy here have had to just sit there, we don't know anything whatsoever. But he's around the corner. Joko runs straight over to loot. The guy then crouches out and kills Joe.
So I'm basically like here, these people over here.
Irrelevant. You could you could slightly see him as he flicks over. The character appears. He is right there. So again, this here you cannot argue is a no footsteps. It's crouching. You are having other things happening. He is at a slight distance. This here would probably be what 10 meters. Does the kill cam actually show? Nope. I cannot find it just like that. Around what 10 meters, I guess. You can hear the others because they're standing, walking and running. Goes looting. You can hear the audio being bumped up also. So it's having everything at a higher audio volume, but it still doesn't magically justify that Joe should be entitled to hear something that he normally shouldn't be able to hear either way.
And there you see I'm basically shot by this person that steps round with no footsteps. Let's just go back a bit here. So we can hear footsteps here, a different team over there. I go to loot here, you hear somebody on metal over here, but it's like somebody around here somewhere. Right here.
You actually hear other footsteps prior to the metal.
Let's hear a different team over there. I go to loot here, you hear somebody on metal over here, but it's like somebody around here somewhere. Right here. And then you see this person here just step round here on the right.
Let me replay it a few times for you guys. I just need to...
Somebody around here somewhere. Right here.
You can see there's a lot of audio going on. And you're not entitled to hear crouching footsteps at that distance if you are doing a lot extra. Plus, we have already established in the previous video that you're using an equalizer to do something with the audio. And I will show that later. Don't worry, I'll probably do that at the very end. But I'll get back to that at least. At this distance here, yes, you could argue you should be able to hear footsteps. No, you're not entitled to do it if your settings are somehow set wrong. If you're asking like for guidance how to set them, I'm not suited to do that specifically, but if your settings are set wrong and your master volume in general is way low, but like I really don't know what it is you're doing. Those footsteps you're not entitled to hear at the distance, at the crouching, you looting, and metal. Whether or not they're there,
Like somebody around here somewhere. Right here.
I would argue you can hear like one footstep just at the end, but it would be retarded for him to toggle it like just before he shoots, so his footstep gets back on because he doesn't know specifically when to shoot and such things. So the toggle here cannot be used, but I would argue that you can hear single footsteps just before shoots. I just want to show that I was actually wrong. It wasn't 10 meters, it was 8 meters. Close though, but wrong. And this here is the kill cam. So he had that distance over to Joe. Just wanted to add that extra. The next moment starts here, another clash. 43 minutes, 43% into the banish itself. Listen to the Beatles. I will pause when we reach a moment where the character actually is, so you know where the footsteps should come from and such. And then, obviously, when Joe dies, you will automatically see it. And by the way, funny enough, this here is a thing that will come in just a bit. He's aiming down here, as you can see. The footsteps will come from this building here, somewhere inside. But as you can see here, the character there, Joe already aimed at him, kind of indicating that he have wall hacks, but it would be too obvious to show by shooting him at that moment because it is a reptilian skin, so it is dark, and he reacts to it in just a bit. Literally falls down behind him, but as you can see, not showing anything inside there, informing him whether or not there actually are anybody in the building. So he doesn't know. He didn't clear that building. Acting oblivious, running back here. You had footsteps to his right at that specific moment, actually. I just realized that right now. Listen to it. Footsteps right there, inside the building. There are actually footsteps at this moment. This here is the third guy. He will run over something like this. This guy in here is here at this current moment. As I said, the footsteps are actually indicating that he's actually right there at this point in time. this moment here, Joe would is arguing is a no footstep moment. He said he's going to say that you can hear the little fall down somewhere. Listen to it again. So I don't specifically know the layout right now on the back of my head of that building. If anyone knows whether or not there is actually a barrel you can stand on or a box you can stand on, something similar to this here that you can fall down from, it would be even more evidence that that is where he was, how he was standing, because you do hear the fall, and Joe will highlight that as the fall of the no footstep from the console. Sorry, hiccup.
It's like, how did this dude get there so fast? Like, and like hardly.
So fast, we are 94% banished. I have no clue how long time has passed at this point in time in general. It is a clash, so we have everyone starting in a circle. I don't know where you spawned at, but you came from up there, so I don't think you spawned in this moment, in this area down here, which means they started here. They're beetling, so not really so fast.
Any footsteps?
He will highlight this as a moment he also doesn't know the character, how the character got him. I will go back. Let's see here. Forward, because you step out again. I will say the character is standing here. Right here. Joe will later argue, I will play that actually, later argue that he could make it brighter post editing, and he won't because you don't think anyone stands there, but you can actually see a character right there.
How does it even get the angle to even get me there?
See. Now Joe's just fumbling around with the time, whatever it is he needs to do. I will fast forward. This here is going to be proof that he, one, doesn't know the game, two, doesn't watch his recordings after during editing to see what is happening. You can see here these two indicators here are extraction indicators. This here is bounty clash because Butcher is only having one possible bounty on it, and Joe being completely ignorant because we have one person, the two dots for one teammate.
So apparently a trio. I think this might be a bounty clash, maybe. I thought this was a regular. Um, maybe I was in trios by accident. I think it's a bounty clash, maybe.
Like all this uncertainty is also showing that he doesn't know the game to the full extent of where you can actually say what is possible and what is not possible. Just wanted to add that in. Here is him trying to reenact how it happens, how you need to hear the things, and him intentionally lying about what is going on.
Then you got some running on wood. This is his partner on the left here. Right, and then somebody falls, like they drop down from.
The distance they drop is the same thing I said as before, either from the barrel, which at this location here is possible to get on top of. It's a little janky, but it is possible. And the other location to Joe's right, there's a box. Both of them would make that false sound because he would then have a little moment where he's not connected with either or. And this year is Joe then explaining he went from upstairs down through that hole Joe came looked quickly through, and then fell down.
somewhere, like they dropped to the floor somewhere. So, like, I know that's shown in the past people with no footstep cheats that fly in the air and they'll jump up in the air and then they'll walk along, and then when they stop, when they jump again, they fall to the floor, they'll make a landing sound. So this guy's just fallen. So
So in that case, jumping again would then break that animation. You would need to jump from the rock over to the roof, which would break the animation and thus create metal footsteps. That not happening is then also an indicator that this guy here is in the building at that current moment, which then also means the logical explanation for where this enemy is right here. Then he falls down, just like this, falls down, and then moves out to the side. Whether or not you actually should be able to hear those footsteps, I don't know. I would argue you can slightly hear them, but yeah, Joe will say no.
he's either up top and somehow he's been up there with no footsteps and dropped down,
To get up top, you would need to jump across just like you did, because otherwise you would fall down. Falling down would cause fall damage. Jumping over to the ceiling, just like you did, would then break the no footstep floating animation, just like you also said. Thus, that is not a possibility. Stop fabricating lies.
or he's somehow no footstep jumped in the air and he just landed to like move to here.
Yeah, then you need to prove that is the case. Otherwise, you're admitting that you're having wall hacks and know for a fact that is what he did. So this here is just speculation, absolutely nothing else. For all for whatever reason it is you need to do, the only thing you can argue right now is that he was sitting on a barrel, fell down. That is what made the noise. This moment when he steps out, crouching out, that is the only moment you can go with as no footsteps. Anything prior to that, you're admitting to have wall hacks. If you're saying he was somewhere and this is how he moved.
So he's like with some shuffling around here.
Nope. He was sitting right there, fell down a barrel, and moved across the side, or a box at this height here. So anything you're adding is completely and utterly irrelevant.
And then all of a sudden you hear a drop around here. So somehow he's moved from the corner of the building, if he is in the building, and got here.
Then why does he need to be as far away as possible? Why not just around the corner, just like this barrel, dropping down from the barrel and then moving out?
Or he's like wall hacked and no footsteps his way across
Also, now we increase it. Yeah, completely irrelevant. I will. He starts it here.
into the building over here, then drop down or something like that, right?
Nope.
And then literally right there where there's a falling sound, he's stepping out here with no foot.
That would then also make sense. Right there, where there is a falling sound, there is then a barrel he falls down from, making the falling sound and the landing sound, making the landing sound out of the falling. So that would make sense. That is the case. Seeing there's a barrel here and there's a crate on your right side, it logically makes sense. It's the same thing over there.
Steps, crouch walk in.
Crouch walking does make less noise, so you cannot argue anything at this distance here.
And then look at this angle, like he's going to get this.
See, now he's trying to make the opening be over here, not here, but the opening is actually here. Going forward, we can then little step by step, frame by frame back. Can we get it, Joe? Can we get it? How much? Okay, so 5 seconds is too
That
much.
step across here, I'm like,
He's gonna step forward again. I cannot promise here. I saw it like this here, actually. This is how I saw the enemy. Give me 2 seconds. As you can see here, I tried adjusting control panel, Nvidia Control Panel for contrast and the brightness to help show that the enemy is right there. Even the saturation also helps. I think it's easier with more colors to differentiate. This here is black and white, so like as you can see, the enemy is right there. This here is horrible to look at. I will remove it. Actually, I hope it showed up on the stream recording. Sorry. But the enemy is right here. If you need to do anything, use Nvidia Control Panel to further see it. Joe will say he will not do that. That is because Joe knows for a fact the enemy is right there. If he shows it, it will further prove that Joe cannot comprehend the game.
Like he's there. Like you can't even see that he's there. Where am I being hit from? How am I being hit?
You're hit in the arm. Again, the position he was at right there is 17 meters to his killer. So approximately like what, 13 meters before, 14 meters maybe. Again, the edge of crouching footsteps are 20 meters. Thus, you're not entitled to hear this if you're not paying attention to it. And if your audio is set, audio equalizer and volumes are set incorrectly. Completely your own fault at this point here. I think I heard something. I will leave that up to you guys. I will find the next moment. I just wanted to highlight this moment here because that's actually a funny little thing.
Right there, he's just jumped down, literally jumped down, and immediately he's already started stepping out with no footsteps.
Yeah, and as you can see, he's actually in the crouching position. So as he fell down from the barrel, he actually started crouching, and you could actually see his foot shortly, like tiny bit after, which would further emphasize that it's from a barrel or a box because he fell down, and shortly after you can literally see it. Sound, speed, there you go. When this clip here reaches the moment Joe dies, the person is going to come through the door here on the left side after Joe kills his teammate on his right side. There are two people. You can hear two footsteps at any given moment. To get into that room right here, you actually need to crouch to get in, and then the door is super close. Just saying. As you can hear, it's either one person with echo footsteps or two players. Obviously, two players because he died to the teammate. But yeah, there are obviously two people right now. You can hear one out here already now. I will go back and let you hear it. It's this moment over to Joe dying that he's complaining about.
Okay, so somehow this guy here was able to get to this door and just be there to open it without ever making any crouching footsteps whatsoever.
I, again, don't know the compound specifically. Let me go back here. I will play it without sound. I don't know the compound specifically, but at some area right here, close to next to this person here. I don't know how close to the door though, but there is a hole where you can crawl in. That's why you lose track of the other footstep because you have a hay here that is going to obfuscate. You have the things here, the wall here, things. The wall, you have the wall here, you have the shots going on, you have the teammate running out here, all of that going on. I would go back so you can listen to it again. I I would argue again I can hear something. I don't know specifically how much, but I can hear something. I will let you decide whether or not you can hear anything at all. I know the deafening system is in place, so shooting two times does deafen him a little. But it's this moment between. Listen. But yeah, that's what he wants to argue. The no footstep there. I don't see an issue with it. Might just be me that's completely retarded. I don't know. You tell me. This clip is rather funny because it actually proves again he doesn't watch the clips to know what it is he needs to be talking about.
So we've got this player Terry here, how he's just able to keep running alongside, taking these shots at me, but seemingly having no footsteps.
Seemingly. Now, I will inform you here and now. Let me see here quickly. Yeah, I can play it. There's one person person up here. There's one person running down here. This down here is Terry. This is Terry's teammate. Listen to how Joe argues this entire thing.
So you hear footsteps there, he takes a shot. But then he takes a shot again, but he hasn't moved.
See, he argues as if it's the same person that then kills Joe. And this here is how you know he's not qualified to do these things, because there are two players. Right now, Terry's teammate has already shot at Joe twice, and Terry is moving down here at some location.
But somehow he's able to get this shot on me, so he must have like what come around the corner, but like no footsteps. Again, I'm holding up the dynamite. I'm sparking the dynamite. You can hear footsteps over the sparking of the dynamite.
The footsteps you can hear over the spark of the dynamite is in fact Terry. And then let me show you here, because this here is a thing Joe's gonna highlight later. He got shot straight right. You can see this here is Joe getting shot. He's gonna argue straight right because it shows all the way out here. That's just not true.
And he must have come all the way around there to get this shot on me, and he had no footsteps. And you can definitely hear footsteps over the cooking of a
The footsteps you could hear is Terry.
of a nade.
And I will just show you here Terry's character, teammate's character. You can see the leg disappearing.
So footsteps takes a shot, no footsteps takes another shot.
As you can see, he argues it's the same person. Doing all this here then further proves, again, Joe is not qualified. I will find the moment where he argues the straight right. First and foremost, he actually admits it, but like third or fourth time going through this, meaning he needed to do it, go through it, claim it's the same person, and then say it's two different.
So you got this dude here, and then you got this guy here.
To be fair, he did correct himself, but this here is an entire video, so all these moments prior to this could be completely removed. It's redundant. It's completely irrelevant. You have already argued. You don't know what it is you're talking about. Here's the moment he says all the way to the right.
And then he must swing all the way around here. He must swing all the way around here as I turn my camera.
That's a blatant lie. Terry just simply needs to swing around there. As I showed you before, it shows up here, which matches the location down here, not all the way out here, just because you want to pause with it out here.
Swings all the way around here and takes a shot at me. I can't see.
He shot there. As you can see here, Joe gets shot from this direction. So it matches with just the corner of the rock and not all the way around, just like Joe argued, but
My camera swings all the way around here and takes a shot at me. I can't see him. But literally the damage indicator was fully to the right.
see,
We saw where he was.
no, you didn't. Well, okay, yeah, sure. You saw he was all the way over there. His teammate's looking at you. He says, someone's down here. The teammate shoots at you. Very certain it's a teammate, actually. Yeah, you can see here. It's Terry's teammate shooting the first time.
Around here. He's got to swing all the way around here.
Joe again arguing that he needs to swing all the way around. Completely irrelevant. He doesn't need to do that. He just needs to swing around far enough for the rock. Already showed you that. This moment here, again, complete and utter proof he doesn't know the compounds. shot from up there. He does realize that. Two people inside. You can hear footsteps right here. You heard a window. He's gonna argue that. Now let me find it for you where he says, wait.
And here you have no footsteps, probably wall hacks as well, because he does seem to know when.
And no footsteps, probably wall hacks as well. Let me show you here. Not that moment. Back here. You can hear footsteps to his left right now. Then you hear a window. The window is right here, Joe. Little Joe. Here, right here. This is the motherfucking window. It pisses me off that he's so ignorant and still wants to argue for the game. Little hear footsteps. Those are also the footsteps that you're throwing a high for. Because you're reacting to it, you are then hearing the window right where you were standing. See, you're throwing a high bomb for those specific footsteps, so you're already hearing that. Oh, let me go forward. Here we go. The window is right there, Joe. Right there.
I don't think there is an openable window on this side. The only openable window is the one
Nope.
up top, I think, through this door.
Nope. This window right here, Joe. This window, this very window you're standing next to so many times. You're even hearing two different sets of footsteps and one that fell down. That's the guy you shot at.
So it seemed like he's upstairs.
No, it seems like he's right next to you. Window. Again, window.
So here there's footsteps.
You react to the footsteps. You hear the window. Let me actually show you here. Let me actually show, because it does turn around and react to it. The window is closed, right?
Then you hear somebody open some windows or something from upstairs.
No, not from upstairs, Joe, but you are right. They are open, and you can see here the windows are now open. These windows right here are open. And during all this commotion, the guy is then vaulting out. You're not entitled to hear the vault because your audio settings are so fucked up. Again, I will come back to that later. I already proved all I need to do with this one here. I will go onwards to the next. If you want anything, go back in the video. In this video, the guy he's talking about is going to be at the end of the stairs right out here. Stairs going down. And he's going to come from Kingfisher's Foundry, just slightly around the corner. There are footsteps. I will warn you, there are footsteps. I will play it again before Joe says anything. There are footsteps both on gravel and on wood from this guy here. And it's so stupid that he wants to argue there's not. So yeah, you can hear him. It makes no sense. He wants to argue no footsteps for that specific moment, but he'll try as hard as he can.
So we've got this dude right here who clearly had no footsteps. Let's just go back and watch. So we can hear everyone else's footsteps. So we can hear people running at the back through the sound of the banish.
Completely irrelevant because he's not on this side here, so it needs to be the right ear. You can still hear this guy here.
I can hear people on my left running around, jumping
You can hear him right down here on gravel.
around.
Just before he steps out, you can hear him again on gravel. You can hear him as he moves out on gravel.
And this guy's literally just walking forward here, literally no
With footsteps.
footsteps.
You can hear slight wooden footsteps right now.
And you're gonna go,
For me, it makes no sense.
oh, but it's the fire that's
No, it's not the fire.
doing it, it's the fire. Well, you're going to be proven that's not the case either.
No, you already proved that there is the fire, and you can hear other footsteps through the fire, so you have already proven it's not the fire. So it makes no sense to try and imitate anyone saying that it's fire. Again, you could hear someone to the left, you can hear someone straight ahead. You could hear someone down here, his teammate could even hear someone down here, his teammate is reacting to someone down here, so again, that guy is still making footsteps. Shooting him from down here.
So notice how that this dude stepped out, no footsteps, right, and took shots. But you
With footsteps and took shots.
can still hear the other dude's partner on the other side of the fire clearly moving around that you can hear. So you can't go, oh, you can't hear it, it's because of the fire, the fire.
This is how much he wants to argue it. This is completely like useless. There are footsteps. If you want to hear it one more time, here we go. There are footsteps. Again, it's completely retarded. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry. Stupid. It's so stupid you want to argue no footsteps just because you're losing in a video game. One moment with the broken animation so far, we're halfway through. This is already insane. But yeah, I will skip onwards to the next one. You can watch his video if you want to. There are footsteps. This one here, I will go forward because it's quite far in, and then show where the enemy comes from. Let you hear Joe's complete and utter ignorance, even after rewatching this during editing, and then again show you why it makes no sense what he's saying. It's this character here and this specific moment here that Joe wants to argue no footsteps. I will play it from here so you can actually hear that he's stepping out. And there are wood plus mud. Let's go back one further. You hear him on wood, you hear him on mud. There's no reason to think, ever imagine no footstep in that moment here.
Again, seemingly taking shots where they are. It's like, I don't know, man. It seems a bit wally to me, man.
So you hear footsteps on wood, you hear footsteps on mud, and that's it. I will go back now so you can watch the entire part. So we're going to start it from here.
So I get killed by this dude down here with like no evidence that he was ever there.
There's evidence because he's inside with his teammate. You want it to be without evidence because you need the cheater accusation. He shoots the bomb lands. He shoots with a silencer gun at the exact same position. He's not moving whatsoever. He shoots the bomb lands up in the ceiling and it bounces down outside. He then sees you going underneath and shoots you. That's it.
Really think that he was necessarily cheating at the time. I just thought he was just being a bit of a rat camper, but later
Not
you'll see
really.
that he seems to have no footsteps. And
No.
his name is Rajin. Is this a
Raijin.
way of saying I'm raging, like I'm
No.
rage cheating?
No. That's you reading way too much into nothingness. Notice the bounty has been picked. The bounty is in the building behind Joe's teammate. You can hear Darkseid being used.
Not suspicious for wall hacks there at all.
Not whatsoever. He got the bounty. And you can even hear the audio just went down ever so slightly. But the enemy came from here. Now look at this. The door's open. The door is open. There's no question about that whatsoever. The door is still open.
Not suspicious again for wall hacks. Like
Not whatsoever. Your teammate is running outside. That makes a lot of noise. That's 70 meters distance at max. This here is way closer. No, not suspicious whatsoever.
what? I know they've seen the door open, but like firing before you even seen the target, it seems
That seems a lot like audio cues for running.
like pre-firing.
That is pre-fire. Again, audio cues from running completely stops. No vault, no jump, so he must be here. Either at the haystack on this side here, or right here where your teammate is. There are only two locations your teammate can be.
Again, seemingly taking shots where they are. It's like
Yeah, because your teammate can only be right here or in there where he was just before. Only two locations where your teammate can be. It's not rocket science.
I don't know, man. It seems a bit wally to me, man.
No. Again, I will play that. You can hear the audio yourself. Play it here. You have there, 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 there.
Again, seemingly taking shots where they are. It's like I don't know, man. It seems a bit
Now he's outside.
wally to me, man.
But there you go. Footsteps all the time. I will again show you where you need to look out for, here for, and then show that Joe actually doesn't know what it is that he himself is aware of, on confusing himself even further. The enemy is right up here. Joe has always been down here. I will go back in the clip. See. He reacts to the guy being up there. He wants to argue no footsteps. Like, come on, dude. There's the metal pathway out there. And that ping is completely and utterly helpless unless you're communicating to your partner, which we don't know. Again, a lot of audio going on, but there are slight footsteps. So no, he cannot claim no footsteps. Fortunately, he is sitting in front of the distance to killer. It would have been nice to see how far, so we could see if he was on the at the edge of no foots of crouching, or if he was like super close. For me, this here seems again like 15, 14 meters away. The other one I was shooting just 2 meters past. So yeah, there's that too. I'll play the moment again one more time from here. Again, you can hear it. I will not go through this even more. There are two sets of footsteps in this video here. Joe says he cannot hear the guy stepping out and shooting him. I will show you where the guy comes from before it is, and let the video play from there. The guy comes from this side. The guy shoots Joe from this side when he comes back in. From down here. Two sets of footsteps, I don't care. See it again, the entire thing.
Steps upstairs, making all the noise, and I can't hear this dude step out and kill him.
There are two sets of footsteps. But yeah, he rewatches it multiple times again. Just because you actively chooses to be deaf doesn't mean that there are no footsteps. It just means that you're deaf, nothing else. This one here, to me, is actually rather funny. Because listen to the volume of the clip when Joe plays it compared to all the other clips.
So this one is going to be a point of absolute contention. It might not be no footsteps, but I am just going to put it in there because I think that it might be. But people are just going to say that it's the splashing in the water that obfuscates the footsteps. I'm pretty certain that if I'm running through water and I can hear people even on grass running around, I'm pretty certain I can hear people moving around when I'm running through water and I'm trying to get to the other side of a river and I can hear people moving around. I'm pretty sure I can hear those people moving around. Even
Well, seeing that in the very first clip, you were sitting completely still, being a rat, and you could not even hear anyone climb the ladder, step on the metal roof, and then again step forward when they stopped crouching to shoot you after you shot their teammate. Seeing that you could not hear any of that, it makes no sense. You're demanding you should be able to hear a lot of other things.
when I'm splashing through the water. So when I got a dude a few feet away from me on wooden
More than a few.
Floorboards
True.
running around, I think I should be able to hear those footsteps happening. However,
You should. But seeing that in the first clip, you proved that you're unable to hear something as blatant as a ladder, metal, and metal again. No, it's completely irrelevant whether or not what you should have, would have, could have.
I don't hear them footsteps happening, and which makes me think that it's no footsteps. But
Everything makes you think that it's no footsteps close to.
you might disagree, and I'm prepared to say that I'm wrong on this one, because it might not
So far, you have been wrong on majority of them.
be no footsteps. But I think the way in which the potential that he uses the no footsteps would be the kind of behavior I'd expect a no footstep cheater to use no footsteps. So we'll watch the clip.
The enemy is going to come from over here. He's going to run across and then come backwards. Listen to the volume again.
Watch the clip.
And as you can see here, it's still all the way up. I have done nothing to turn down the volume. This here is all Joe. I can hear footsteps right there, Joe. There's nothing here that indicates no footsteps.
Let's go back to this clip again, sorry. And so this guy gets up, he died here, he revives up. You hear some footsteps, he moves along here. He gets to about here just as I splash in the water. But then if you look closely over the ridge line of this box, he moves all the way across here to this corner, seemingly with no footsteps, and then he steps around
Seemingly.
with footsteps, and then I blast him.
And what was that?
Seemingly with no footsteps, and then he steps around with footsteps, and then I blast him.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that it's only when he crosses from here over here. Fair enough. I was wrong.
We'll just watch it again.
Nope, I could hear that.
Steps around with footsteps, and then I blast him. We'll just watch it again.
You can literally hear them.
Steps around with footsteps, and then I blast him. We'll just watch it again.
But I will go further back because you having such short moment to it is not viable. Those were the footsteps he could not hear. Isn't why not?
No
Nope.
footstep cheater to use no footsteps. So we'll watch the clip.
It's from when he's over here, turns around, and then moves the other direction. That's the moment there should be no footsteps. There are footsteps. For some unknown reason, he turned down the volume to maybe enhance the illusion of no footsteps. I really don't know, but that's what it seems like. There's no reason the other clips should have such a loud audio, and then this clip here should be such low audio quality. I will just show you that this guy here is the one that have, as according to Joe, have no footsteps. You can see that he's standing on here and he will move downwards. I will go back to the start of the clip. It's a very, very laggy clip. Joe says that himself. I will let him explain it himself. As I said, I will let him explain it himself.
Yeah, this one's a bit of a weird one. I don't know why I deleted the original file on this, but I did originally play this clip on stream, talking about how I had this game where I saw this dude with no footsteps, but the Steam recorder garbled it up. For some reason, Pop Player plays the uh, the video file more seamlessly than the other ones, but I ended up recording it on OBS just to ensure that I had it recorded that way, but for some reason deleted the original file, even though I'm using Pop Player now. I don't know why I did that. So I'm essentially, this is a recording of the Pop Player version through Pop Player. So it's a bit strange that I did that, but it's still a bit jank, and it's, you might not say it's good enough to be used because it's still very garbled, but I think it's still a lot better that you can see this guy with no footsteps, basically.
First and foremost, doing the I don't know where in the clip I need to be is so unprofessional and so I really don't know what to say it other than I have no clue what I need to be doing with these clips. I'm just farting them out.
So he has footsteps as I go inside.
And he's actually crouching right here. He's actually crouching right there. I'll go back again.
You see this shit, bro? You see that? So you can hear somebody there, footsteps on my left, so there is somebody with footsteps.
So he admits there are footsteps. The character is now on top of the pig heads. Wow, that was difficult.
He takes a shot. I think there's a step there.
So he admits there are steps. You hear a step before he turns around. I will show it again.
So you can hear somebody there, footsteps on my left, so there is somebody with footsteps. He takes a shot. I think there's a step there.
Step there.
Then look at this shit. Was he fucking...
He's falling. He's falling from here to here. But it's not a fall like falling from the see? I actually forgot what this here is called. Other than it's not stage. He's not falling from the stage enough to actually cause a fall sound, but he's falling from the heads, which in itself is a slide on a standard like stair of sorts, but because it's not built in, it's an invisible slide in the game. It's bugged out. It's super annoying. It is there.
I think there's a step there.
Could hear that also before he shot. I'll go frame by frame so you can actually see he's on here. He's on these, and he's sliding down. As you can see, his character is barely moving. And then he's on the floor, still sliding, as you can see. That there is a super annoying thing about this compound, super tactical, clever to be using. Probably should be reported to Crytek as a thing they need to be fixing. Most likely should be reported as that. I will play it back here again. There are footsteps all the way up until Joe is turned around and he has taken the shot just as Joe turns around and then does that sliding position. Joe cannot use this here as no footstep cheat. It's not an exploit. It's in the game. It's intended on those heads and any of all the other pig heads in the butcher compound.
So you can hear somebody there, footsteps on my left, so there is somebody with footsteps. He takes a shot. I think there's a step there. Then look at this shit. Was he fucking sliding around fucking behind me there with not a single step being made?
This one is actually rather funny because he argues all the way up until he dies where the different things are coming from. And then as he dies, he starts changing the story.
Right here, in this corner, I'm like, I swear I can hear a hive dying over here or something, so just in this corner here. So somewhere at the back over there, I think I hear a silent shot there. So right behind these boxes over there, there's somebody there. So let me go back all the way back. So this is the start of the game. You just heard the noise of the ready to hunt guy. You just heard the end bit of the start of the game. So this is very at the start of the game.
I'm not doing anything. I will show you. This is Joe's video. The moment he starts scratching his nose, every single time the video will bug out. Just inform you, this is not me. I will go back 5 seconds to show that it's always going to start exactly there. However, it's irrelevant because it stops when he gets closer. There we go. All this, I don't know how to manage AI. I don't know how to team play. All this, like, is another indicator, shows that Joe doesn't know how to properly play the game. He's like, Should I? Should I not? Am I going to? What's happening with all this AI swapping weapons here and there? Like he doesn't know what's going on.
We just go back frame by frame here a little bit, so we can
You want
just see this angle a bit clearer.
you want to see if there are anyone here, if there are anyone down here.
Okay, so we can't see any evidence that there's anybody around here. We do hear
They would not have gotten to that point that fast.
later on some silent shots emanating somewhere from over here, and then you've got a hive dying in the corner over here. So the possibilities, just based on that alone, is either he's over here somewhere, there's either a partner over here killing a hive, or he's got like flame rounds on his on a silenced weapon, and he's hit.
Again, guessing flame rounds when the video itself shows that it's not. Because further in, he does die to the person, dies here, and you can see that it's a ranger. Sorry, frontier. Frontier with standard. We were down at 54 somewhere.
To because of an emulator, but I run on. So if I'm running here pretty much non-stop to get here with almost no interruptions to get to this point, for another player to also get to the same spot here at the same time would also have necessitated them to have also ran to get there as well, which means they would have been heard.
Yeah, unless he started on the spawn that's actually over there, which is further away from the compound than what you were at, but he chose to go to this compound rather than go to called CNA. Actually, forgot what the compound is called now.
So now we're hearing the hive die. Now we're hearing the silent shot from coming from the angle that I was looking on, where the train cart and the boxes are. So we hear that there's a shot coming from somewhere over there,
No, we heard it from over here, Joe, not over there.
and we've got a hive dying somewhere over there.
Again, completely oblivious of how to handle AI. This is a hive. You're not having it nearby you. You're now pulling out your duster, and what's your argument?
As of yet, we've not heard any footsteps from any of the players, and I'm questioning whether or not I even heard this silent shot or not. And because the hive's going off in the distance as well, there's a little bit of confusion as to what's going on and is there a person there? And I'm like, well, there could be a person there, but we've not heard any footsteps yet, so we're not in any immediate danger.
You're not entitled to hear footsteps.
Yeah. I'm going down here to try and take a look potentially at if I can see anybody around there because of the hive that died.
That's very good preparation in order to find a player. What are you going to do? Shoot your duster ahead? Like, again, this here shows you don't know how to prepare yourself for situations you're wanting to do. And then here at the very end, where you're already visible to enemies over here and here, you're pulling out your weapon. Like, it baffles me that you wonder why you're so bad at the game also.
I don't want to go all the way around there in case I get hit, obviously, so I don't want to look. So I'm having a little casual look that
Oh no, it was Bradley. CNA was further over. Bradley.
potentially there's somebody on that angle.
Also, you don't want to go further over, but you want to sit in the open right there with your back to the position that you thought you heard someone and hold dark side for that long, completely deafening yourself to any crouch noises going closer or even potentially footsteps slightly further away. Make that make sense. That vault completely worthless. There's no reason for you to go up there.
Nobody down there then. Let's go
Nope.
back.
Can you do it, Joe?
Yeah.
I went like 15 seconds ahead. He wants to argue there's no one over here right now.
And there's no evidence there's anybody here visually.
No one visible over there. He is right. There are no one visible. Someone takes a silent shot at them. However, at this point in time, they could be sitting behind these boxes, which also is logical to explain where they are and how they're getting over to the next position.
Again, someone's just taken a silent shot at us for certain from somewhere over here somewhere.
Over where?
Shot at us for certain from somewhere over here.
Over here? It was over here, Joe. Why are you fabricating these stupid lies? Oh, right. You need to call, as the title says, no footstep.
Somewhere. And again, we hear the shot again.
Yeah, we hear the shot because your partner is going up. So there's no reason not to shoot at your partner, or at least try and get them in their mind.
Okay, so again, a shot. Sounds like it's coming from up here somewhere.
No, it doesn't. It sounds like it's coming from down here. Again, it sounds like it's coming from down here.
Okay, other shot sounds like it's coming from the other side of this train cart.
Takes you like to hear it in the game, to hear it in the editing section, and twice in the editing section. Like, again, make fucking sense. Again, same direction.
Over here, which is pretty much where this shot sounded like it came from originally, the very first time before.
No, originally the shot came from way further over here.
The hive started dying. So I'm thinking
Gravel?
there's somebody over here, right?
There is gravel, and I will replay this one here. Before he pauses, you hear gravel.
Started dying.
Oh, no, it's, yeah.
So I'm thinking there's somebody over here, right? Hive started dying. So I'm thinking there's somebody over here, right?
You hear gravel again.
Now I'm hearing some gravelly footsteps a little bit here.
And he said that while looking at the fire. Now, see, here comes where he changes up the story.
But that could just be the fire burning, to be fair.
Exactly. You hear gravel twice because the enemy shot your teammate from right here. And then he snuck in like this. Like, oh, no footsteps. Because you need to fabricate these magical cheaters here. And this is his outro. He didn't add timestamps, which kind of is a little annoying. I will do that myself.
And that's it for all the no footsteps that I recorded. I mean, there's so many more that I just didn't record and didn't clip, and I had to delete so many instances from like the year before just to make room on the hard drive, and I need to make room and keep my clips in better organization going forward.
Cloud service.
So it's easier to make videos going forth. But I feel like the
I don't care what you feel like.
possibility is, I think videos in the future, I think, are going to be mainly made from clips taken from what's happened on stream, because
that's because your cousin doesn't want to be with you on stream because he doesn't want his voice to be on stream. But hey, you can change that up in OBS because there's a beta version for audio separation. You can have Discord separately, muted for the stream itself, but you can still hear. So there's that option.
a lot of the times I'm analyzing instances of possible cheat on stream, and it's
You're spending from time to time 20 to 50 minutes on stream babbling about what you demand must be cheat, changing reality to fit your agenda and nothing else.
it just seems kind of stupid to just clip it and then just re-record it again. Like, maybe if there's something that else I need to add, I can do that, but I think a large part of the videos going forward will just be clips taken from my stream, and I might just do some more streaming for like other games and just repeat the same thing. As it, I think it's kind of easier to push content out when I don't have to just re-record whole entire videos. And
The issue with doing it on stream is that you're arguing with chat, so you're not having your lonely rewatch of the things. However, proven previously in this exact video, you're not even rewatching, you're just more calm talking about it, not frustrated while arguing with the entire chat about it.
all the time because it takes a long time to record them. It takes time to record them. It takes more time to edit them together. Whereas with a
It does. Your video is 1 hour, 2 minutes, 32 seconds. My OBS right now says the recording I'm doing is 1 hour, 20 minutes, 40 seconds and counting, obviously. Like, are you not actually recording using any software that allows you to manage OBS? I know you're using your keyboard for the scenes because you think that is easier for you, but it makes no sense whatsoever to not have a software. I would recommend Elgato for that. The mobile version gives you a 2x3, 3x2, however it is you want to look at it. Nope, 3x2 it is. And you can manage OBS as much as you want. You get 10 free pages. This is not a sponsored or anything whatsoever. This is just a recommendation for him specifically. Like, you have so much freedom in doing all this. So right now I actually don't even need to edit anything whatsoever. I'm just pausing the recording when it is I need to go to the next sections, like right now where I need to show that you're purposely lying about not using an audio EQ for Hunt specifically. His May highlight 24, it's the very first moment of the highlight itself.
game does seem a bit fucking low though. I think I need to turn the volume up a little bit. I don't know why it seems so low. I don't have the my sound profile on. Probably why.
So as you can see here, he's actually actively saying there's a specific sound profile for Hunt that he's using. I know this is 31st May 24. I know it's older, but seeing that he has done it before will then make the next bit way more obvious that he's lying about it.
Yeah, sort that out quick time.
Audio gone.
Yeah.
Will it get domed?
No audio from there.
Oh shit, it's a dude.
The teammate getting shot at.
Fucking
You're
hell.
joking? Oh, you
Teammate dying.
joking?
No, I'm not joking, I'm down, mate.
And now we have audio again. He just duplicated the one called Mine 2. But as you can see here, there are 3 favorites. Hunt, Mine, Mine 2. And here you will hear him argue the EQ is not cheating.
It's not cheating to use EQ, man. It's just a normal standard EQ to make the audio quality less bassy. Like it's not even like there's nothing cheating about EQ, bro. If I
Is it a third-party software or is it an in-game software specifically for Hunt? Is it something that you're using for many different scenarios, or is it something that you need to adjust specifically for Hunt, as the in-game gamma slider, for example? Like, cheats or third-part equipment of any sort, if you're asking me. Because you can change an EQ to remove certain audio frequencies and highlight other audio frequencies. And here, again,
if I was using it specifically to filter out specific footstep frequencies in a game, then maybe you could classify that as cheating. But all I'm doing is just getting a better balance and mix in my headphones.
are you sure?
Game does seem a bit fucking low though. I think I need to turn the volume up a little bit. I don't know why it seems so low. I don't have the my sound profile on. Probably why.
I mean, what more do I need to show to prove that he's actually doing specifically that? Perhaps not right now, but he have the mentality of using the audio sound profile EQs specifically for Hunt. Like, and I don't even remember in Sonar. I downloaded it to prove that you can do that. How easy and simple it actually is. I don't even remember if you can use hotkeys to change it over. You could have it so desktop capture is set to be the same audio to swap away from the Hunt version. So, like, Joe, you're proving yourself as a liar. You have even admitted it previously in your own highlight. This is literally a highlight. You want to highlight the fact that you're also using it. Otherwise, you will crop it from over here because all this prior is completely and utterly worthless to show in a highlight. So, yeah. This is Joe literally admitting to use a third-party software, a SteelSeries sonar, to manipulate the audio given in Hunt Showdown to hear something extra. And there's nothing he can do to get around that. And this was my blatantly exposure of the quote no footsteps Joe have just created a video about. The Field of Hunt no number 41 no footsteps special. Uh, this here is so like stupid, and even the clip you can see right here playing, he even starts by proving he doesn't pay attention to anything in the game by completely ignoring the ladder, the initial metal steps, and the other metal steps together with the metal footsteps. When after he revives, like, oh, this is painful to watch, Joe. There are footsteps in 95% of all these clips here. The last is the one you showed in your shorts, actually. This one here. I can quickly show that someone is talking with Joe about it. You can go here and talk with him specifically about this clip here. But like, oh, this here was painful that you want to argue no audio when this literally just proves your hearing sucks. Video already too long. I proved that I can do better. I proved that there is audio in these clips here, except for moments of broken animation or the moments that the game breaks the animation. It's not cheat. And if Joe wants to start arguing cheats, he needs to prove that they are being sold. He needs to prove that they are actively being used. He needs to prove all this here is actually the case. He needs to show that it's happening without a broken animation, because there are other videos where you see broken animation and then also no footstep within the clips themselves. So far it's only the broken animation that actually does remove the footsteps. But yeah, I really have no clue what he wants to do with this one.